Hello, all of you wonderful people. It is your boy Ryline and Wookie Monster here, joining you tonight for the Mythic Rewind. This is for the Week 2 recap before we get into Week 3 here. And Wookie, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing excellent. Don't have a cam today, but, it's being a bit buggy. But I'm excited to be here. I, obviously missed the past weekend, so I'm ready to get right into, what happened.
Yes, sir. I mean, well-deserved. You need a little break as well, and it looks like you had a lot of fun, so I'm glad that you're back, though, my friend.
For sure. Starting off, we got the Dream Shatter Series, Division 1 of Week 2. The standings here. Obviously, CB Starlight did not play. This was, coincidentally, their bye week, or however you want to call it. And then, yeah, pretty interesting what happened elsewhere. I'm not even sure which game we streamed last week, if any. But looks like, Glacial Carnage is still up there. Pillars is definitely first now, instead of being at second place like they were last week. And then DePaul got a 2-0. So, surprisingly, I thought Playvoid Buddies was going to win that one. And so my predictions for this one kind of failed.
That's okay. We can't get them all. And unfortunately, yeah, Friday and Saturday we had a little bit of technical difficulties, so we didn't have streams that day, but we did have Thursday and Sunday.
Gotcha. All right. Well, getting to the second division, yeah, this is kind of interesting here. We have our 6-pointer, Knights of Ishtar. They're looking fantastic. They had 2-0 last week and a 2-0 this week. Dark Side Project did not play this week. Otherwise, I feel like they would have, probably gotten the same thing. We would have had a tiebreaker up the top, I feel like. But we'll see if they pull it off for this coming week. Embry Riddles, Eagles did end up getting the free 2-0 from the FF from F8, and then Mind Goblins were the ones 2-0'd from Knights of Ishtar. And I think I failed that prediction too. I thought Mind Goblins was going to take that one, but yeah.
It was a great matchup though. Like both teams did admirable, but Knights of Ishtar just destroying it throughout the entire series. So great job to both teams. But Knights of Ishtar, nice.
Okay, all right. Well, moving on then to the Stridebreaker series. This is going to be for Division 1 of Week 2. There's a lot to unpack here. It looks like, Insomnia, Ouroboros finally taking the top. They were, I think, third place. Yeah, they were third place last week, and now they're at the top. Team Grap across the map, who is now Turnips Tots. So don't worry about that. They have changed their team name recently, so they are now Turnips Tots. They're in second place, and then we got Mythic sitting on wards in third place. So pretty interesting stuff here. I did not expect that 1-2 to happen. I feel like both of our, I mean, even down in sixth place, Pref No Leash, they also got 0-2'd. Like, what? My predictions are just not working.
The caster curse is real for you,
The
man.
caster curse is real for me, to be honest. Like, even 100 thumbs, I think was predicting them to win. They didn't win. Needlessly large rod, same thing. My predictions are just a curse. All right. How do you feel about this lineup so far, though?
I mean, I did call Insomnia Ouroboros, from week one. They absolutely did fantastic, and I thought that momentum was going to carry on over. I knew the sitting on wards versus across the map, or now turnips tots, match was going to go to a game three. It was so difficult to like really say which one, and I believe I went with across the map on that one. It ended up being true. Relinquish Renegades also has been a favorite of mine since last week, or I'm sorry, last split. So I definitely thought that they were going to go ahead and do okay. And, everyone else, down on the rest, it's still only week two. We still have a couple more weeks. So do not, get discouraged. Coming into week three here, the mental reset, huge. And, I expect great things. And, with the lineups that we have coming into week three here, and we'll go over the scheduling in a little bit, but it is going to be very interesting. But I kind of expected this as of right now for the week two standings.
Yeah, and I mean, at least Relinquish Renegades has now got some points for themselves. I think they were 0-2 last week. I don't remember from who, but definitely good to see them back on the board for themselves. But moving on to Division 2, so we got a little bit of a change up here from definitely more than a little bit of a change up here, as X Rising, who was currently first, now is in fourth place due to getting 2-1 by Gregory Loves His Fries. And then We Hate or Nectin actually 2-0'd here. I thought that was super interesting. Shrimp Gang at the top was in fourth last week, so they're moving up. And then, my predictions just, go to hell again, because I thought Millennial Falcons was going to win, and they did not. So walk me through what happened with this week.
All right, it's one of those. It's just one of those things that's just like we expect the standings to be kind of shifted around a little bit. It's only 2 weeks in, nothing outside of anything that what we expected here. But like I said, unfortunately on Friday and Saturday we weren't really able to view those, so I didn't really get to see the action unfold. But Shrimp Gang, they are a formidable force. That you already know they're a veteran team. With Mythic Esports, they have that synergy. They have everything there. Glacial Carnage. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is for SBS. Sitting on wards and team gap across the map. We had a little hiccup going into game number two, but it did get resolved. But once again, that one was an absolute banger. So if you have a little bit of time, sometime this week during downtime, get a little bit of recap going on there, because that was a fantastic series. And then, of course, Insomnia Ouroboros and Needlessly Large Rods. I thought Ouroboros was going to 2-0 over Needlessly Large Rods, only because, like, just how they showed up in week number one. And then Sunday, actually, the Knights of Ishtar, this is DSS, so I apologize. Knights of Ishtar versus Mind Goblins. Knights of Ishtar just once again, just fully just unlocked 100%, like, over 9,000 the entire time. It was a 28-minute game one, and a 24-minute game two. They were not messing around. So they came prepared. All of week two was just absolutely amazing. And, week three, though, I definitely expect to see some upsets. And I really hope that we do get some upsets, because I want to see the standings just a little bit more in disarray in the next recap as well.
Yeah, and just to like top that off, we currently have we have two undefeated teams. One of them is in DSS and the other is in SBS. So that means that the rest of the teams are kind of similar standings throughout. Like, I mean, just looking at this division too, like everybody's pretty much around the same. Once we get further into the weeks, though, this is definitely going to change. We're gonna see upsets. We're gonna just see like in the middles and then down belows. We're gonna see it all. Hopefully, I mean, there's a lot of teams. This is definitely looking to be an interesting one from these standings so far. But now we get into the schedules for week 3 for both of these, and starting off with Dream Shatter Division 1, June 10th, which is going to be this Thursday. Playvoid Buddies
Friday.
versus Pillars.
Oh,
Is it
6-10 is Friday, 6-9 is Thursday.
Oh, my bad.
So
Oh, right, right,
there you
right. Yeah, apologies there. But yeah, Playvoid Buddies versus Pillars, CB Starlight versus Glacial Carnage. Now, we haven't seen Starlight yet, but I'm willing to put some faith in them. I know Glacial Carnage has been, showing up to these streams saying, "Hey, like we're pretty good," but CB Starlight might have a wrench in your plans there. But I am gonna probably predict 2-1 for Starlight, and then for Playvoid Bunnies, also probably going to be a 2-1. What do you think?
I'm actually gonna go with the 2-0 with Glacial Carnage over CB Starlight.
Wow.
Like I said, only because they are coming in hot. I'm not gonna lie. I want to be proven wrong on this. Absolutely. I've just heard so much from CB Starlight, or I'm sorry, from Glacial Carnage, that it's like I'm gonna put my faith in them to 2-0 because that's the kind of faith that they've been, saying to me, via some private messages here. And then for Playboy Bunnies versus Pillars, ooh, that one's gonna be a game 3. I know that one for a fact. But I'm probably gonna lead towards the Playvoid Bunnies, just because they have a little bit more on the line, if I'm not mistaken. Once we brought up the standings, well, they're both right there, but Playboy Bunnies really wants to get on the map here. Pillars, they're sitting comfortable in first place, so I think they might, you know, lessen their guard a little bit, and I would hope Playboy Bunnies, takes advantage of that
Yeah.
and two
We want that
ones over
upset.
Pillars. Yeah,
Yeah, we want that
I
upset.
want it. I want it bad.
Definitely, because Pillars is at the top right now from week 2, so definitely want to see Playvoid Buddies kind of pick up the pace here and get some points on the board. But yeah, as for, we haven't even seen CB Starlight, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we might see them this Friday on stream.
You are absolutely correct. It is going to be Glacial Carnage and CB Starlight is the streamed game that we'll be doing this week. Yes, sir.
Gotcha. So we'll see that 8 p.m. Eastern on Friday the 10th. Moving on, though, to our second division here, round 3. It's going to be on June 12th, Sunday. We got F8 versus the Dark Project and Mind Goblins versus Embry Riddle Eagles. Now, F8 still try to get that last roster member. It's been pretty tragic and pretty rough for them. Might have to look into, maybe finding substitutes for them and stuff like that for now. But hopefully they get their first game in. We'll keep everybody updated on what happens to them after this week. And yeah, I think that Mind Goblins versus Embry Riddle Eagles. Now, Mind Goblins, they are still 0. They still have no points after week 2. So they're also rough. They didn't play a game in week 1, so we can't really this is technically their second game playing. But I'm liking how Embry Riddle Eagles did manage to get a 2-0 on the second week here. So yeah, maybe, or was that the free one? I don't remember. But either way, I do think that they might have a chance. They're looking. My Goblins is looking. Okay, so yeah, it was FF. So technically, they are still 0 points. If they haven't really played a win. They haven't gotten a win yet. So keeping that in mind, though, at least at least that these teams are kind of similar in the standings per se. So I don't know. I think maybe 2-1 in favor of Embry Riddle Eagles.
Okay. I mean,
What
both
do you think?
predictions completely fair, completely valid predictions. F8, if they're able to go ahead and get that sub, or if they're able to find that fifth member, I am gonna go with the Dark Side Project as well. Only because it's like even if you get that member now, there still might be that little bit of synergistic, offset a little bit that the Dark
Right.
Side Project has. So I would go with the 2-0 over F8 in this week here in round three. And then Embry Riddles versus Mind Goblins. Mind Goblins tried to do what they could this week against Knights of Ishtar. They held on for a little while, and Knights of Ishtar being like the best ones in the league at the moment. It was a little bit rough for them, but that is okay. And I think I'm actually going to go with Mind Goblins on that 2-1 over Embry Riddle. Um,
Okay.
Only
Opposites
just
for
because
us.
I want there's the upsets. Look, I'm telling you, man, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
that's true.
happening this week. It's gonna be
Yeah,
happening. So
that
Mind
is
Goblins two
true.
one over Embry Riddle.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, I think the only scheduled game we have so far for this week or this round is going to be Embry Riddles versus Mind Goblins. And hopefully F8 does find their top later. But for now, that game is going to be the scheduled game, 8 p.m. Eastern Sunday. Is going to be that game, and let's go on to Stridebreaker. This is going to be round 3 for Division 1. We got Mythic Pref No Leash versus Turnips Tots. Mythic Sitting on Words versus 100 Thumbs. Insomnia Ouroboros versus Goat. And Needlessly Large Rods versus Relinquished Renegades. I see you laughing there because it's probably that picture for Turnips Tops
It
Tots
is.
team. Yeah. Is definitely an interesting one. But yeah, this
Yeah.
is a fantastic lineup so far. Go ahead and start us off with predictions.
I'm not gonna lie. Turnips was the deciding factor for across the map, so I'm gonna go with a 2-1 over Pref No Leash here. In favor of Turnips Tots. Only because like game one last week they kind of faltered a little bit. But I'm kind of hoping like Mythic is able to at least get something off on them. Not that I don't want Turnips to not 2-0. It's just I feel like Mythic might come from behind there. 100 thumbs over Mythic sitting on wards versus 100 thumbs. I'm gonna go with sitting on wards on that one. 100 thumbs. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 2-1 in Mythic's favor. Sitting on wards' favor. Insomnia Ouroboros versus Goat or Goat. I'm gonna go 2-0 Insomnia because they just have proven themselves week 1 and 2. They are very formidable, and I think that they're going to continue that momentum probably throughout the entirety of this division until someone finally takes them down a game. They're just going to keep on rolling along. And then last but not least, Needlessly Large Rods versus Relinquished Renegades. I'm going to have to go with my boys, Relinquished Renegades, on that one, 2-1 over Needlessly Large Rods, only because I'm not gonna lie, I just got a little. I like them. I like them a lot. They are
All
just a
right.
solid group of individuals, and I feel like they're gonna 2-1 over that.
Mine's pretty opposite of yours. I'm going to start from the bottom here and say that Needlessly Large Rods, upset time for them. If this
Ooh.
is your one team that you want to do it against and make a statement, it is going to be Relinquished Renegades. I do think it might go 2-1 in their favor, so we'll see about that. And then, like you said, Insomnia Ouroboros doing well, so we need a goat to kind of step up the game there. And 2-1 Insomnia Ouroboros get them, their first loss of the season. Kind of predicting that, and then I did have to agree with you on sitting on awards. 100 Thibs has the people, the good players, and some veteran players, but City on Wars, they're just they absolutely crushed last season. So I'm gonna give them the 2-0 over 100 Thumbs, and then I'm gonna give the opposite here against you for Mythic Preferred Leash. I think they're gonna 2-0 Turnips Tots.
Really?
Yeah, I think they
Oh,
have what it takes. They just gotta mental reset from last season.
okay, understandable. I respect it, but turnips, you know where to find them.
All right. Well, going into Division 2, we have TDS Proton and Gregory Loves His Fries. X Rising Esports Reborn versus the Millennial Falcons. TPO Mad Cows versus We Hate Renekton. And Shrimp Gang versus Seven Savages. Oh, I also forgot to mention that for Thursday, which is 6/9. Hey, it's my
Yes.
birthday.
Oh,
uh,
oh, happy birthday.
oh, thanks. We are gonna be more than likely streaming Turnips Tots versus Pref No Leash. That's gonna be at 9 p.m. Eastern on that day. But as for June 11th, which is Division 2, walk me through your predictions for this one.
Ooh, all right. So for Division Two here, going from the bottom, I'll go from the bottom up. So Shrimp Gang versus Seven Savages. Shrimp Gang, like I said, just as you know, in the standings are number one. I think that they're just going to continue with that domination, not in a 2-0 fashion, so it might be a 2-1 fashion over Seven Savages. So I think Seven Savages is at least going to get one game there. Mad Cows versus We Hate Renekton. I'm gonna actually favor We Hate Renekton in this matchup over Mad Cows. Once again, it'll be a 2-1. I expect a lot of game threes this week, Wookie, 100%. Except for this next one that I'm about to say, X Rising Reborn versus the Millennial Falcons. I'm actually going to go with the 2-0 in favor of X Rising. They just, once again, are just a very well-rounded, familiar team. They have the synergy. They were a great team last split as well. So nothing against Millennial Falcons. Prove me wrong, if anything. But I'm going to go with X Rising. And then Gregory Loves His Fries over TDS Proton. I'm actually going to go with Gregory Loves His Fries 2-1s over TDS Proton. They showed up 2-0'd and last week there, so I think that they're going to go ahead and hold on to that victory. They kind of got upsetted in the first week there, I believe, and they are not looking to want to move down the ladder. Absolutely not. So I'm going to go with Gregory Loves His Fries over TDS Proton 2-1.
Okay. Pretty spicy stuff here. I think going with the TDS Proton versus Gregory Loves His Fries, I kind of agree with you, but I do want TDS Proton to, they're fifth place right now, so I'm hoping they kind of, get more up on the standings, so I'm going to predict 2-1 for them. Lots of
Okay.
2-1s for me, to be honest.
Same.
But yeah. Oh, this next one, X Rising versus Millennial Falcons. Now, a little bit about this is that the top laner for Millennial Falcons used to be on X Rising, or
Mm,
not on X Rising, but used to be with people on X Rising. So,
okay.
yeah, they used to be on. Oh gosh, wow, I already forgot the other team name, but you know, Ninetales has played with Mustard Cat. Has
Yeah.
played. Yeah, so like they're kind of like this is kind of a little bit of a player rivalry match, so to say. They
Okay.
both know each other's play styles. I would hope by now, so maybe they can use that to their advantage. But overall, this is why it's kind of gonna be kind of a hard one for me. So X Rising did lose last week to Gregory Loves His Fries. And Millennial Falcons also lost against their opponents. So I probably am gonna go. I'm actually gonna go with the Millennial Falcons on this one. I think yeah, I'm gonna vote against X Rising, to be honest.
Oh,
And maybe this will curse him, maybe not. Who knows? At this point, what my predictions do, if anything. But I do think it's gonna be a 2-1 for Millennial Falcons on that front. And then moving on to TPO Mad Cows versus We Hate Renekton. This one's kind of an interesting one too because Mad Cows they've been kind of struggling, and We Hate Renekton currently is near the top. They're second place, so kind of want an upset to happen. So I'm gonna I'm gonna vote 2-0 for TPO Mad Cows. I'm going the deep end for that one. I want them to get some
okay.
points on the board so that
Okay.
everybody in this division has points. So
Absolutely. That makes sense.
yeah, and then last but not least, Shrimp Gang versus Seven Savages. Seven Savages haven't been doing too well, and Shrimp Gang are currently at the top. Uh, you know, I said that for the last matchup right there, but I think that Shrimp Gang are just a very strong unit, a cohesive unit, and we just haven't really seen that from Seven Savages. So I'm gonna expect a 2-1 in favor of Shrimp Gang. So yeah.
Got you. All right. I mean, spicy predictions, and I never expect anything less from you, Wookie, ever.
I've always got straight, and they're always wrong. Like what? Hey, I'm always wrong. Okay, like there's no nothing ever works
No.
out in my favor. So maybe something will change, but yeah, that's pretty much everything for all of these wonderful matchups that we have. We are looking at streaming X Rising versus Millennial Falcons. That is going to be a banger match on Saturday,
Yes, it
and that's
will.
going to be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully that will produce a really good matchup for those two teams.
Oh yeah. I think it's going to be a good one. And just to preference the schedule for this week so you guys know what to expect as well. We do have a game Wednesday, but it won't be streamed. It's going to be Shrimp Gang versus Seven Savages, so they'll be doing a little bit earlier than most. Thursday, though, we are going to be streaming Turnips Tots versus Pref No Leash. That'll be 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Friday, we're going to have Glacial Carnage versus CB Starlight. That is going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday, like Wookie had just mentioned here, it's going to be X Rising Reborn versus the Millennial Falcons, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then last but not least, we have Sunday's game, Embry Riddle Eagles versus Mind Goblins, and that's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely join in, check us out. It is an amazing thing. We have our wonderful, wonderful sponsor, Procom's Computers. You can check out the link below in our About section. They definitely made the experience like way better. If you guys don't know anything about them, they have live insights, suggestions. You know, they go over power spikes, matchups, live matchups, tier lists, counters and synergies. They got everything and everything you need to bring your game to the next level. So once again, if you guys want a free trial, check them out in our About section below. Click the link and give them a look. They've definitely helped us out in terms of the streaming end. Helps me out, you know, with the casting as well, getting, you know, the advantages, things like that. And I know you guys will enjoy that too. So definitely check them out. Once again, thank you so much to Procoms for sponsoring this split. We wouldn't be here without you, or at least not as good. So thank you very much to you guys.
Yeah, definitely a good shout out for them. As far as anything else goes, we're looking to kind of improve the league during the season. Obviously, we've had some hiccups, some things with teams haven't been going too well, so we're looking to solve all those. Currently, I was on vacation, so obviously I was not here for almost the entire week.
Needed
So
vacation.
apologies. Yeah, very well needed vacation. But yeah, definitely we're looking at some improvements, and ProComps is going to be one of those. It's going to be a useful tool for getting these teams to have a little bit more of an edge over everyone else. So hopefully everybody's gonna like the new addition to our fam here at Mythic Esports, and yeah, we're gonna have a lot of updates from them and from all of our other uh, partners and everything. I know there's a lot of events, and we haven't really had many events, but we're looking, so we'll keep everybody updated. As far as the the hot tub stream, still have yet to plan a date. I mean, it's been, you know, with Rylan getting his teeth gutted, and mine are getting gutted next Monday as well. So
It's a
it's
rough time for us.
yeah, it's a rough time for us. We're trying our best here. But yeah.
I'm a Tygoon fan, by the way. Tygoon, you're an absolute menace, and I mean that in the nicest, most admirable way possible. You are my friend. I can't wait to watch you guys even further. You are definitely a huge fan. I appreciate you, Tygoon.
But yeah, as and if there's anybody has any problems or questions, concerns, make sure to reach out to our server help category. We can open a suggestion ticket for whatever general questions you might have. But that's gonna wrap it up for us here on the Mythic Rewind. Uh, we'll see you guys this week. There's gonna be a banger third week, and we're already pretty much a third into Stridebreaker, and pretty much halfway into Dream Shatter, at least the regular season. So gonna be looking forward to these games. But yeah, that's gonna be it from us. So, Rylan, why don't you take us out?
Absolutely. Once again, thank you so much to everyone who tuned in for tonight's Mythic Rewind Week 2. I cannot wait to see you guys this week. We have an absolute, once again, banger series, and we will catch you Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sorry, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see you then. Have a great night, everybody.
Good night.